What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the CP Podcast, man. We talk about everything crazy, everything weird. Yeah, we're here to do that. And I got my mom with me because if I'm weird and I'm crazy, where did I get it from? Where did I really get it from? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just grow up eating boogers. You see your parents eat a booger, little booger sandwich, little booger on a cracker. What happened, man? Talk to me.
That was your daddy.
Oh, that was my daddy. See, oh, there it is. Okay. So, anyway, this weekend is Mother's Day, so I felt like I could bring my mom into the podcast and just have you kick it with me about the weird shit that we're going to talk about. But also, I want you to tell people about what it was like growing up with me and how cool it was. I'm my only child. I don't know if people know this. I'm my only child. My mom and dad aren't married. They live like 3 miles from each other pretty much my whole life, so I could ride my bike over there or my go-kart or my mini bike. You know, that's what you do when you can guilt your parents into buying you dope shit because, you know, they're not together. It's like, well, mom said I could get a go-kart. Well, dad said I could get a mini bike. Anyway, so only child, had a lot of shit, but it's not about the stuff, though, right? It's about how I entertain myself as a kid. Like, I used to just do a lot of weird shit, like science-y type of shit. Like, it wasn't just all comedy until it was. So we're going to talk about that because I remember when, you know, I've been a comedian for a long time in our family, like super duper funny, but also kind of like on some nerdy shit too. Like everything that people be like, man, why are you like this? Why are you like that? We're going to ask my mom today.
Because we practically grew up together. We literally grew up together.
Yeah, my mom had me when she was 20. 21?
21.
Yeah, he was grown. He was grown.
Yeah,
Shut up.
well.
So, you know.
And I didn't want to be. I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Oh, damn. That's deep. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Cause, you know
you know what I mean? I wanted to be 21, do 21 years stuff.
Right.
21-year-old stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
But
you know.
it literally, it changed. You when you become a mother, you change. You want to do that stuff, but you know that those eyes were like this big, looking up. He was beautiful. Just
no, y'all said I look like E.T.
so
when I was born.
much
You said I
hair.
looked like E.T. when I was born.
No, I did not say that.
Who said that?
I said Tori said that.
Oh, okay. Somebody said that. It was roasting me from the second I was born. They were roasting me.
And that's where he had to be removed. I'm like, get him out of here. I meant it to.
So wait a minute. So anyway, you had some big old eyes.
He did.
People don't remember.
A lot of hair. Don't make me show the picture.
Right.
No,
You have a
no.
picture?
You have pictures? Okay, so find the pictures and we'll talk. But so, yeah, I remember being born, and I tell you this, and I've talked, and we've talked about
You
this.
say that, Chris.
Mom, I was there. I've only had one birth my whole life. It's what I remember. It was birth. It ain't like, oh, was that a car accident? Or no, I was the first seconds here. I remember you was holding me in your arms, and I was looking away from your arms through like the metal rail of the bed, through the window. The window had the cross wiring inside the window.
Stop it.
What?
Are you kidding? No.
I'm dead serious. See.
That made me think, it seems like he was in prison.
No. Not like prison. But I'm saying like, well, damn, it was kind of. But I mean, that's the kind of windows they have in the hospital. Providence Hospital. Yeah. Shout out to Providence, man. That used to be a good little spot. Now it's like you go in there and go to Wendy's and leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to get treated. It's a Wendy's in the basement. I came for the Wendy's. I'm not here to be seen. But yeah, I remember being born. You know, I remember like points in my life where I think that I had a lot of brain activity. Like I've always wanted to get my brain scanned to see if I'm using more. You know, I've like fell down a lot. No, not like that. I'm saying like remember like I slipped. I fell down the stairs at that daycare. Then I fell at the Boys and Girls Club. Remember that? Hit my head real hard. Point is, I don't know what I did to myself. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I use a lot of brain.
Yeah, I mean, you as a kid, like this child has been here before. Like he just knew. He talked at like before he was 1 year old. He was telling. He was telling on the grandmother at 1 year old.
Yep. So my grandma, we had a Doberman named Sheba. And my grandma had beat the shit out of Sheba.
He was not one yet. And he was, Sheba said, we were like, what?
Yeah.
He was telling a story at this baby he was talking.
But see, now last week, we talked about how we think that we are our grandparents and grandparents reborn again. And that's how your bloodline, like, what did somebody say? I'm your grandfather now.
Oh, my grandpa said that to me when I was little. He said that people say that now you're my granddaughter, but one day I will be reborn as your grandson. And he was like 70, 80 when he said this.
And so, like I told y'all, and I'm glad I got my mom here to kind of, confirm this story, because there's a lot of weird, superficial stuff that happened around my life. It's just very, very crazy. I don't think people really understand. Like, people be like, man, CP, you so confident. And CP, you so right. But my mom told me I was the best every single day. But then also, people would, like, tell her stuff about me, like, he's, like my and shit like that. So we'll get into that.
It was prophesied. Some things were prophesied.
Yeah, right. But we'll get into that. But my grandfather's father, right? So
your great-grandfather.
My great-grandfather, they moved to Detroit in like 1948 because my grandfather was 12. Yeah. So he was born in 36. They moved there in 48 so he could work construction downtown. His claim to fame was playing the dozens at lunch, at the lunch break.
Granddad, yeah.
He was one of the best roasters back at that time. My grandfather told me one of the ones that really killed people, which is crazy because this is the 40s. So excuse, the lack in just forward thinking. But it was like, you look like you've been bathed in your grandmother's piss, and everybody was dying laughing. And I remember, what I'm saying, and it was like a famous thing. That was like his Acne Uzi, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy that at that time, think about the comedians that are out. So you're thinking about like who? Probably like Red Fox, even probably before that, like. Some of your mom's maybes and stuff like that. People who he probably, wanted to be like or felt like he was probably better than and just wasn't in the position. You know what I'm saying? And then he comes back as me, and all of a sudden I'm doing exactly what his fun pastime, what he liked to do, what he, you know what I'm saying?
Was good at, naturally.
And what he was naturally good at. Mm-hmm. I never met him. And I did meet him a little bit, right? Like he held me one time or something like that.
He died. You were born in March. He died in May.
Yeah. And there have been times in my life where I felt like I've been awakened with a new consciousness. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I know just what you're talking about.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
16.
Like, yeah. And so, it's just like, it's dope, man. Like, so we're going to talk about some funny shit too. I want to teach my mom about what NFTs are and what the Metaverse is, because your grandchildren are on the Metaverse and they waiting to get you in that Oculus and show you around. My daughters have jobs in the Metaverse, which is crazy. They're 10 and 7. My 7-year-old just got a promotion. They threw her a party at work. I swear. I swear. I forgot the name of the program, but she works and she does, like, you go in there and she be like, I'd be like, what are you doing? At work. It is. I went in there, she was dancing like, this is my promotion party. I got a promotion. Everybody, they never even talk to me, but they come to my party. That's a real job. That's our job really be. It's cake down in the break room. They don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? They down there partying with you. Anyway, I want to teach you about that. Okay. And we're going to talk about, Maya's going to throw different topics at us. I like to kind of come into it not knowing the specifics. I've given Maya everything she needs that I want to talk about, and whenever it comes, it comes. That way, to see peeps, we get a chance to just kick it, have a conversation. It's nothing that's planned. It's nothing that has to be formal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just kick it. So I have my computer here so I can look up stuff and all of that. But for the most part, we just talking. So what you got for us first? Like anything else other than the NFTs before we get into the NFTs?
Well, have you heard about this man who built a tunnel from his kitchen, from his house, and he built the tunnel that goes to his shed so he doesn't have to be in the rain?
Huh.
2 years.
So you don't have to be in the rain, huh? Not to store slaves and traffic children. It's like, dog, what the fuck you mean? So you don't have to, so you could either run out to the shed or you got an underground tunnel. See, we got to stop taking white people's word all the time for what they say shit is for. No, it's a tunnel, and basically it goes to my shed. Like, nigga, how many motherfuckers has been dead down here? I found these skulls. I found all these skulls. I don't know. all these skulls with Jordans on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, he documented on his YouTube. He carried all this stuff out. It's a nice tunnel.
It's a beautiful tunnel.
What is that, food?
No, those are rocks that he's carrying out. So you know how the debris has to be carried out.
Food storage.
No. Even though they got them shows, right? But I eat chalk and I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to snack on drywall because. So I don't know, but
That's a strange addiction.
My strange addiction. Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about this version. So what's going on with him?
Well, he's an inventor, and he's in the UK.
He ain't no inventor. Nigga, you ain't invent tunnels. You just made one. I call it tunnel. They like, fam. All right, so go ahead.
Okay, well, he said that he didn't want to get wet in the rain, so he dug these tons of rock out so that he could build this. It looks like, what is that? The Gentleman. What is that British? It's not James Bond. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh.
Doesn't it look like one of those things?
Yeah, it's like, okay, can I just be honest with you? Mm-hmm. The cartel, they have tunnels, right, that are used for far more advanced things than making sure that I don't get wet in the rain, right? And they don't look anything like this dining hall that he's building underneath, which lets me know that he is full of shit. He needs to be watched. I would like him on a sex offender. Look at him. And then you come down here, and this is where I kill you.
Dun, dun.
I am skinning them. Like, come on, fam. He's doing it right in our face. Dog, John Benet Ramsey. All right.
How he get to John Benet Ramsey from London or wherever he's at?
Yeah. You know how I mean John Benet Ramsey it is? They dress them girls up like 40-year-olds, and then they think that the pedophiles are just going to relax.
Colin Firth is his name. Firth is his name.
They're like, God damn, she look grown in the mouth. God damn, she look grown. And little.
He sound like granddaddy.
Shout out to the pedophiles, man. You know, we got to talk shit about y'all before y'all fuck around and come legal. They trying to come legal. They're like children liking adults, some shit like that. Anyway, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Freaks,
Weird.
stay at home right now. Like, come on, TP, I thought we were cool. I thought I could be it. No, motherfucker, undescribed.
We don't know that he's a pedophile.
Come on, man. Look at that hammer in his hand. This is what I did it with. Motherfucker, it's a whole hallway down there with the archway, and you got the hammer.
Well, you got to build the arches so it doesn't collapse, right?
Do
It makes
you?
it safer.
Tell that to the cartel, who go 17 miles in a hole this big. They don't even eat. They got to send jockeys down there. That's what the jockeys do in the off-season. Like, I do the cartel tunnels. I did the cartel. I did the tunnel. I go down there, I stand up, I did the tunnel.
Okay, well, I think it's a good idea. I would like a tunnel in my house.
To go and just skip the rain? How often does it rain in the UK?
A lot. I don't
Sound
know
like
if
a
that's...
bitch. Jesus Christ. It's like, man, he can't have no wife. Like, he don't ever do. He could just walk his ass right out to the backyard. But he got it damn. I never see him anymore. Look at him. He is a killer. He gonna get away with it because they're like, well, it can't be in Colin's tunnel because he used that for rain, so we're not even gonna check there. It's like, oh, hell no. All right, that's what's up, though. Congratulations, man. You know, I'm not impressed. I'm lightweight afraid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, man, what?
You don't want a tunnel?
No, I don't want no goddamn. Yeah, maybe I do want a tunnel, but I'm not gonna even lie and say that it's for getting away from the rain. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I need a tunnel so I can go down there and play the game and my kids don't have to interrupt me. Underground, play the game, Call of Duty uninterrupted. You know what I'm saying? So that nobody asks me for nothing. That's what I want my tunnel for. He's a liar. He's a young man. Talk about, I don't like the rain anymore. 15 feet. You do that? Whatever. I'm perturbed. I am perturbed. Anyway, Yeah, I guess. Fucking.
I thought it was impressive.
Yeah. It's impressive if you're a fucking hamster. Don't do that.
No. Okay.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Okay. Shh.
Yeah, they know the story. I talked to them about it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Hamster bit my kid. Did what the fuck we had to do. Anyway, I put on a little black jogger suit like Ghost. I was just standing in the hallway at night. Everybody was asleep. Wake up, little motherfucker. All right, anyway.
I can't.
What else is going on? Are we ready to get into the NFTs?
Do you want to get into the NFTs, or do you want to talk about this fecal transplant pills?
Fecal transplant pills?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Some crazy shit.
these people have peanut allergies, and so they gave them these fecal transplant pills so they could have. It says they're able to eat a few peanuts now.
They're
You think
immune?
I'm gonna
They
take
become
a
immune?
hold on?
Is that to the,
No.
Now what?
My daughter can't eat peanuts. You think I'm gonna give her some shit pills so she can have 3 peanuts?
It's a science breakthrough.
It's not a science breakthrough. Stop wasting time on that. Cure shortness, cure baldness. What the fuck are we doing? Peanut, you only can't eat peanuts. Guess what? The fuck are we? Come on, man.
They can eat 1 or 2 peanuts a month now.
1 or 2 peanuts. I'll beat somebody's ass if I gotta take a goddamn shit pill to eat 1 or 2 peanuts a month. Peanuts is fire. Don't get me wrong. I'm about to get some peanut butter sticks and jelly right now, but come on, man. See how much time we wasting? And the Johnson & Johnson shot is still fucked up. See how much time we wasting? See what we doing? See what we do? And we can't even get the 1 dose shit right. But we've cured the ability to not eat 2 peanuts a month. This shit, boy. 2? That's not even a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Now that's just pop. All right. 2 actual peanuts, like
1 or
crack them,
2.
and there's 2 in them, or the 2 that's in there.
I think it's 1 or 2 individual nuts. Not the crack 'em, but so 1 full peanut.
And that's a breakthrough, huh?
They took 36
Yeah.
pills and are able to now eat.
When they got done with that, they made a tunnel to go from their laboratory to the bathroom.
Remember I was telling you about the little movie, The Dropout.
Oh, The Dropout?
That's what that reminds me.
Talk.
That's what it reminds me of. I
I haven't seen The Dropout. So they only taking shit pills?
Well, they have an invention. They said they can do something, as this is claiming.
To make people not allergic to stuff?
No, but this was another breakthrough.
Okay. You're being so vague. I don't know what to think. I'm going to have to watch it.
I just see the miniseries. Is
Yeah,
it a
yeah,
miniseries? Oh, it's a miniseries. Oh, okay. I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, I saw you put it on the TV last night. Yeah, I saw the.
Oh,
yeah.
is this the one about the
Theranos?
The Theranos woman.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
What is Theranos? What is that about?
Okay, so she said that she could have this blood tester, and she could do it, and she could make it this big, and they could go everywhere and test this blood.
It's like an at-home blood test kit. So you could test it for diseases, anything.
What she
Test
claimed.
yourself. Yeah.
Right.
This is what she claimed she could do. However, she told her professor as a freshman and said, that's impossible, you can't do this. She said, no, I'm going to Silicon Valley. I'm going to be the next Steve Jobs. She dressed up like him and everything. She got all these investors to fund it, and she never had this technology. She lied and said that she had developed the technology, was not working. All these people got these tests, and it turns out those blood tests weren't worth anything. And she's stolen a lot of these people's money. This was about...
She started at like 19. She was a billionaire. I mean, she was like...
Oh, that's the real one next to the fake
Holmes.
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next to the actor.
Yeah, I don't trust people with them smooth ass. Her chin could be a forehead. I don't like shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's very, like, oxymoron faced it. You know, he turned her upside down and be like, hey, I thought you left. You still here? I thought you left. Nah, fuck that. That's crazy, though, man. White women is nuts. Because you see Inventing Anna.
Inventing Anna.
Inventing Anna. Shout out to my boy Arya Mohead, who plays Keon in Love Life. He's one of the characters on Inventing Anna. But the girl from Ozark is a star. And I love this for her because Ruth from Ozark, I love her, man. She's a really good actress, and she makes me feel it. And so for her to do this, where she's kind of, playing something else, I like that. Even her having a different look on her hair is dope. Because it's like she got that little curly fro. She's like Justin Timberlake a lot. You know what I'm saying? When she got the little curly fro, but not right here. Pull her up on Ozark. Pull her up how she look on Ozark. Watch this, man. She look just like Justin Timberlake.
Julia Garner?
No. Isn't her?
Yeah, yep. Julia Garner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She made a real transformation.
Yeah, look at her. Looking like Justin Timberlake. Now, I'll tell you what I would like to know when I can come down there and get the money laundered. I like her, man. I like her, but I also want her to, get back into the studio, man. NSYNC need her. Yeah. Wow. So anyway, man, that's crazy though. So she didn't even have the technology.
No, she lied the whole way through. She went to trial for fraud. She defrauded all these investors.
So why would you not take a little bit of the money and throw that into research?
It wasn't possible. That's what her college
What she wanted to
professor-
do was impossible to do. Like, there was no way to actually do it, no matter how much money you put into it. It was basically chasing something that didn't exist.
But it seems like there should be some at-home blood test kits that you could test your blood. They got stuff like that, right?
I don't believe they have.
They have at-home tests that you can test your blood type. That's it.
Oh.
You can't, this was you could test diseases. You could find out if
Here's
you had,
the thing.
basically without having to go to the doctor.
Can we talk for real?
Yourself.
Can we talk for real, though? You know why it's impossible? Because that kind of technology is not going to be... Of course it's fucking possible to do. They're not going to let that out. Just like biometrics on your phone. Like, dog, that shit is more advanced than a blood test. If you really think about it, blood been out so goddamn long.
It's different. This is data. And so the more that processors and chips increase, the more we can deal with data. Whereas this, when you're talking about blood and cells and so forth, it's a different technology.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, though. Nonetheless, the technology, they just don't want her to be able to do it. I guarantee you, there's no way to do it. If you could think it and it's a necessity, there is a way to do it. There's probably 5 machines that it would take, right? Mm-hmm. So then we start the process of how we got laptops. Now we start to minimize the processors. Yep. Now we start to shrink the you know what I'm saying? And it could happen. But it's why would we do that to people?
Well, the healthcare industry would prevent you from doing it.
Exactly.
Because they make all the money off of people getting blood tests
and
labs and that. If you're doing it at
because
home,
guess
they don't
what?
make any money.
Whether you have it or not, it's the same cost for them to test you.
Yeah.
And then they got to treat you. Mm-hmm. And then you know what I'm saying? Versus, guess what you can do? I have diabetes, right? In your blood, you got diabetes. You test your blood for diabetes, right? You begin to eat right, and you could track how much diabetes is going to be in your blood. Mm-hmm. And then you can eliminate the need for the medical field. In a way, kind of. Not saying all the way, but it's at least for the bullshit medicine that they keep coming up with for no reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's dog, it's just, I don't think that, it would be expensive until it isn't anymore. Dog, don't let these people fool you. This is my major. My major was digital media arts and technology, and all we talked about was how different innovations were coming down the pipeline. And as I 2007 sat there and we talked about 4K, 8K, Super HD, you know what I'm saying, liquid crystal display, digital light projection, and then I watched it all come out. Mm. And then I watched it all hit dirt cheap. You know what I'm saying? I watched them go from, laser discs to CDs and thinking that, to nothing. And then it's now rappers and artists can't even get paid because we've realized that it's not even expensive what they do. Mm-hmm. It's everything could be that way if they wanted to. They're not trying to do that. People are not stupid. That technology and the insight, how did they find out that we have all these different blood types? Because they studied the blood. Mm-hmm. And the way they did it, they want to be the only ones that do it. You ever go up to somebody's house and they do something or they got something and you're like, man, that's sweet as hell. And then you go buy you one and then now their attitude's oh, well, shit. It's motherfucker, you want to be the only one with it? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, this sweet. If I see something, I'm the only child. That's what I do. I study people. I like that. Purchase. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I'm buying it. I want it too. What you want me to do? I don't have no brother to tell me what it is. I'm looking at you. Nigga, I want your shit. I remember I got a hamster. And my homeboy down the street, his hamster name was Peepers. Think I ain't named my shit Peepers?
You can't just steal the name of the hamster. I
don't give a fuck, Maye. I'm going to tell you something. When you're the only child, you're ruthless. You understand me? I'm sport. listen, this is what real spoiled is. I wake up in the morning, right? My mom is yelling at me, get your ass up, right? Get up, right? Close my door, turn on my NES, right? Play a little bit of Mario. Bam, we gotta go. Pause it. Come home from school, unpause it, and it's my game. Nobody's there. There's dust in my room. There are no children here. This is my arena. I'm the king. Unpause it. Bam. Oh, those snacks, you know how it be 10 Capri Suns in a pack? She not drinking no Capri Sun. I'm drinking all 10 of them bitches. You ever had all 10 of them bitches as a child? Oh, it changed you. It changed you for what you expect, what you think. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, like, it be small variables like that develop your personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I expect things. I expect it. And so I don't have time to deliberate on shit. Like, I need it now. I'm impulsive. I do this. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, well, and it also lends itself to how we had to grow up.
Right.
You know, I was a single mom, so you had to do some stuff.
Yeah, I was 12 years old. Back the car to the driveway.
We gotta go. Something?
Yeah.
No.
Warm the car up. Yeah, clean the car up. This is my mom. I'm not about to have her. So as soon as I'm tall enough to do it, I'm scraping the car, starting the car like as a kid. Of course, then I stole the car because guess what? The fuck you think? I'm about to warn this bitch. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store, Mom. I'm going to Coney Island. I remember I stole my mom.
He did. That's true. But then he was.
I crashed it.
I worked midnights, and he's talking to me, and I don't know. I didn't know. I said, yeah, he could go. I said, yeah. He said, I told you were right there in the bed.
I said, Mom, take the car. I gotta go. Bam. Gone. Crashed the car. Put the car.
No,
your mom's
he
car?
didn't crash. No,
Not crash it, but
he scraped the.
I ran
thing.
into the gas pump.
Okay.
I ran into the gas pump.
At least you're trying to fill it up.
No, I was just going. I was trying to get some stuff. I didn't think to put no gas in the car.
Can you
I didn't have enough.
irresponsible? Good God, listen.
Listen, I put the car back where I found it and went to bed. She woke up the next day, went to work. Thought somebody at work hit her. They at work looking for a yellow car. Who the fuck got a bright yellow BP colored car? Who got a car that like BP? And I'm sitting down like, that's crazy. Unpause my game, right? And so she comes home after she done figured it out, which I commend you for being that smart. Because as a parent, I'd be like, what the fuck? I would never even think my kids did that.
I said, Chris, is
You got
this something
anything?
when you tell me?
Yep. I was like, shh. I mean, I love you.
I said, tell me. He said, what? I said, about the car. You need to clean it? Like, you know what?
Yeah. I was like, nah, I'll take the car. I went to go get me a hamburger.
But you told me I could. I said, when did I tell you that? I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, I was very slick. Trying to be anyway.
He said, you said even Dante hurt. I'm like, what?
Yeah, shout out to my boy Dante, my partner in crime. He had a single dad, I had a single mom, and they tried their best, but it was so much freedom because said they got to work, and it's like, yeah, we grown. We are grown.
No siblings to tattle on you.
Well, he had a bunch of older siblings. So he was raised as an only child, and then I'm an only child, so we became like only child brothers. Like your parents not home, cool. We're at your house. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, but you knew what not like. You wouldn't play with fire and things.
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Knew,
No.
because you had to.
Yeah, we did get in trouble with the police for firecrackers. Remember the firecrackers? We made these. I don't even know what you call it. Kids, try this at home. Check this out. I would say don't try this at home, but like fuck that. You gotta try shit sometime. So
don't do this.
Why?
You didn't hear it here.
You gonna live a little or you gonna live a lot? Listen. Take 2 bottle rockets, right? Put them together. Twist the wicks, right? Then take a pack of Black Cat regular firecrackers. And then twist the wick that comes out of the pack that you can light the whole pack with, right? Tape that to the thing. You need the 2 bottle rockets together to be strong enough to lift the whole pack in the air, to really go. 1 bottle rocket, it goes up like about 5 or 6 feet, and then everybody gotta worry about their eyes. But 2 bottle rockets sent it straight up where it's supposed to go. And then it was our own little ghetto fireworks. It was amazing. Till the police came, because one of them went on somebody's roof.
This is
And so
stop
the police came, and you got to ask Dante, because this story is hilarious. So Dante's outside lying to the police. He's great. He's like, what? We heard some fireworks, but I don't think that, we came outside, they were gone, you know? And then as he's talking to the police and they're believing him, I walk out of the house with my back turned, with the full case of fireworks. All right, this time 4 bottle. He was like, nigga. I was like, oh. He was like, give us the fireworks. What's your dad's name? I was like, Paul, be in trouble. But Don just, shout out to my boy Dante, his dad's Don. May he rest in peace. He just, he yelled at us. He cussed me out and cussed Dante out, and then we was good. He didn't have to tell you. He was a father for the neighborhood. Even though I had a dad too, but, just at my mama's house, saying Don was the guy across the street.
I've never heard this.
Did you ever wish you had a girl?
No.
No?
No. That was good.
But every now and then, when we're having a good ass conversation, she'd be like, "Girl," I'm like, "Ma, stop doing that. I'm not one of your." I hate that shit. Girl, I'm like, "Ma, I gotta go. You fucking up my gender roles. I have pronouns. Girl, let me tell you." I'm like, all right, man, let me get the fuck off. I'm gonna call you back. Man, so okay.
That's terrible.
So the metaverse is something that I learned about at Michigan State back in 2007. They were trying it out. It was called a multi-user dimension at the time, a MUD, right? The idea was to basically put people in real time together in places. This was really unheard of back then. They had a game called EverQuest. EverQuest is one of the first metaverses or the multi-user dimensions, right? Where people from all over would be in the same spot, and people would, start interacting, and what they saw was that people started dating on there. And I was like, whoa. And so it was like a world was being created, and it was in its very infant stages. And they were watching how people interacted. What came from that was social media, dating sites, dating apps. All of that came from the inception of what the metaverse was supposed to be, right? This has all been a cook-up, but it's all from multi-user. Fortnite, all those kind of games, it all came from that because they just let them in there. And it was little stuff that you could do, trade for swords and do different stuff, kind of like Minecraft in EverQuest. But the fans of EverQuest didn't know that they were in a beta. They were in to see how people would react if you weren't real, if you could be whatever you wanted to be, making up your own avatars and doing different stuff. People wanted to be larger than life. You okay?
Excuse me.
All right. Yeah, here's some water.
Sorry. See, this is why.
Don't spray the alcohol. Okay. God.
She has pure rubbing alcohol.
Yes,
100% pure water. She got that from Pablo Escobar. She got a big ass drum like, pay the man. Man, you can drink water to their face.
I don't want to do that.
Okay. I do. I'd be looking like a goddamn breastfeeding baby on this bottle. Anyway. So, the metaverse now is sort of like a 3D virtual reality version of that. It's getting more and more. It's coming to the forefront of where we're not going to know the difference, first of all, between that and reality. Right?
But why would you not want to know?
Well, because we can't be everywhere at one time, and we can't be everything at one time. This literally essentially is a global reset. It's saying that it's not enough jobs for people. It's not enough fun. It's not enough resources to enjoy life. And so we can go into another world and start completely over. People are buying real estate. This is serious. Like buying skyscrapers right now in the metaverse, setting it up. And everything's going to keep getting a refresh. I want to buy a lake in the metaverse, just a lake. And then I'll expand it and I'll put boats on it, maybe let people jet ski on my shit. Like, this is, it needs everything that this world has. It's going to be in the metaverse. Everything. So, I do comedy shows. Crack 'em Up. I host Crack 'em Up, but Crack 'em Up has a metaverse show. You go in front of a green screen and it blasts you into the metaverse. People are there with their avatars and this is real. And so I think that what's crazy is that just like with the smartphone, I remember when you got your first iPhone and he was like, the font was real big. Like, what the? You know, and she had every app and every internet tab go on her phone and be like, be like, man, you don't shut all this shit down. You know what I'm saying? But
shut it down. What do you mean?
Have you ever been to a 2-Bit Circus downtown?
no.
Have you ever been?
No, I've heard about it though.
Is this in the Metaverse too?
No.
Wait, what?
It's not quite. It's a virtual reality amusement park, so you can kind of get the idea of what it would be like to be in another reality.
Do you want to do that? Cause
Yeah, I would love to.
I'm gonna send you.
Just the
I'm gonna
thought
send you.
of it and just
I'm gonna send you and the girls there this week. I think that'd be fun for y'all to do like this Friday. I'm gonna be in New York, but I think I'm gonna. Can you do that? Can I get y'all some tickets and y'all go?
Do the girls want to do it?
They are in the Metaverse every day. They're gonna love
What
it.
about Reba? Everybody want to do it?
Yeah, Reba will be fine. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna love it.
You can
I think
fly
that's
like
dope.
a pterodactyl, and you can. I went into space. And it's just you're in a seat, and it shakes the seat a little bit, and you got the glasses. It really does seem like you are in a different reality. So when I was driving home, I had to be very, very careful. I'm like, if I screw up on this drive home, it's serious. But before, it was a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very intense, and you know they tell you not to let kids really use it, and so I kind of let the girls use it very sparingly because I think that it's gonna help their brains, and you know I want them to be, you know I don't want them to be behind the technology curve. You know what I'm saying? So I let them hop on and monitor it, of course, because I can. So while they're on the on the Quest. I have a Quest app, so anything they see, I can see. So like Kylie's favorite thing is these drunken bar fights. Yeah, I know. It's like you walk into a bar, and my 7-year-old will be in there like, and then I go in there and she all hitting him in the stomach, and you know what I'm saying. And then you can like get a beer and drink the beer, and then you get all hazy, and then you know what I'm saying. And so I had to cut the cursing off because he'd be like, "Hey, motherfucker!" I swear.
Really?
Yeah.
This drunken. Oh wow.
Yep.
These are real people, or these are computers?
It's just computers, right? But then you can go into a multiplayer mode like these guys right here are all drunken bar fight together. But yeah, and they go in there. And, it's just like, everybody's drinking, and then you kind of walk in and you bump somebody by mistake, and then they just kick it off. And you be in there scrapping, and they love it. And, it's good, like, exercise, too. So I play the boxing. I play the golf. The golf is my favorite thing.
So now is this with some...
Yeah, goggles, you have hands. And so I play golf pretty much every day. I shoot like a back nine in the morning. Mm-hmm. And, it's lit. It feels good. You can feel the hit.
How comparable is it like to those goggles that you had on? People were doing all that. Is that kind of like the same?
That's exactly what it is. On the PlayStation a couple years ago.
Yeah. And then remember when you were, I think 6, we went to Disney World.
That's 3D.
And we were on. Oh, that was 3D because we were on that whatever
Michael
pirate
Jackson
thing, and I got sick.
Right, but remember
it was like shaking.
Remember
like
the Michael Jackson 3D experience?
No, I couldn't do it.
Remember the Michael Jackson 3D experience? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what that was.
Okay.
Yeah, but this
it's like you were really in it, and it was.
Yeah, but it's not that though. It's not that. This is way more immersive.
You?
Yes, whatever that one we were on, it was
so
shaking.
like it's like the equivalent of like the Shrek ride at Universal now. It's still there. Mm-hmm. It's just flaking. I'm sorry, Ma. What do you want me to do? Can you see it on the screen?
Yes.
You can't see it on the screen. You can't see it on the screen. You just gonna embarrass me right now, or what do you want to do?
I didn't want to.
Anyway, so I don't want to talk about NFTs because I just get sad. I got some NFTs for sale. Nobody ever bought them.
Well, it's to save the place on the blockchain so you can replace it later. Mm-hmm. Someone was explaining to me because they design NFTs, and it's really just a placeholder now. And then when they want to have shoes later, they can have an outfit. They can have a virtual outfit for their people in the metaverse to wear.
Right. So my plan is for CP's Metaverse World. I don't know. Have we talked about this?
No.
So I want to have an apartment building with about 700 units. Right. I'm gonna be at the top floor. Parties, DJ every day. And then I'm gonna have 420 Reggie Boy NFTs that are already designed, and some of them are on OpenSea right now. And then if you buy a Reggie Boy NFT, you get an apartment for free. The apartment is themed with your Reggie Boy NFT. It's the art, but it's also like, you know, the feel. And then that's the start. Then I want to put a zoo, right? A zoo, ice skating ring, a beach. And then there's a mall. Now the mall has all of my merch, right? Different stores. And then I want to license other stores to be able to sell their metaverse stuff there as well, right? So think about it in the real world. If you own a mall, right? You just own the mall. The Gap is there. Target is there. So-and-so's there. So like as these stores become virtual and you can license them, have employees working there, everything, there'll be a virtual Target, a virtual CP store, you know, where you can get real merch and your metaverse merch. My bad. My allergies are going crazy. But, you know, yeah.
I will go to your metaverse. Normally, I am so against the metaverse. I'm against the whole concept. I'm like, we have a universe. Why do we have to build another universe? Shouldn't we work within our universe? But people are like, no, forget this universe. It's broken. Go to the metaverse now.
But it's not broken, though. This universe was designed literally the same way that the metaverse is designed.
That's
like,
creepy.
But it is.
Yeah.
But just think about it like this. Like, this was going to fuck y'all up. We look at ants as minuscule creatures, and we watch them build their little hills and all of that, right? But there are creatures that they can see, that they see the same way that we see ants. And then there are creatures that those can see, that they see the same way as ants. It goes down to almost like a molecular level, to the point where it's like there are so many worlds going on, and it's really the same thing going on in every world, just a different flavor, right? Like chocolate ice cream is ice cream. Strawberry ice cream is ice cream. One is chocolate, one is strawberry, right? An ant's life is about work, building a home, taking care of their family, eating, and surviving, right? Mm-hmm. Same shit we do. It's just work and taxis and cities and all of that. Everything is scaling up, right?
So you're saying there's something past us that works in another dimension, like a fourth or fifth dimension, and sees us
as ants.
As ants. And they built our metaverse, or we just happened? They're in a different
we're not
universe.
in the metaverse. We're in what we call the universe, which is actually a multiverse, right? And so, you know, like, yeah, like we can't see them because we're not even looking for them the way that they're supposed to be looked at. You understand what I'm saying? Like we're not even processing what's going on around us because we are flawlessly in our bubble. As we are supposed to be. If we were coming out of our dimension would be broken, and in that point, that's like the space-time continuum. If you fuck it up, like, why fuck it up? It's just, this is what it is. So you got to understand that, like, this metaverse is going to happen, and don't be alarmed if there becomes a metaverse inside the metaverse. Because that could also happen, and it will happen.
Turtles all the way down.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, like technology, we are so arrogant to think that technology is about machines. Technology is about innovation. And so when you look at nature, you know, animals have their own technology, you know, tools that they use. And, you know, bees have a certain way that the honeycombs are built. That's a design. That's technology. It stores the food. It, you know what I'm saying? It stores the larvae. You know, these like everything is imitating the most basic needs and actions, you know? So, man.
Someone says we could be a bunch of NPCs in someone else's metaverse. But even if NPCs are non-player characters, so people online, when they see someone who they think is basic, like there's not much to them, they say, oh, that's just an NPC, a non-player character. Yeah. But it's a way to dismiss a person.
Also, if you just out here and you're not keeping it player, you also a non-player character.
That was E3 saying that we could be a bunch of NPCs.
So, Mom, you know, did you ever get notices of my genius as a kid?
Yes, especially in FCA.
FCA is Faith Christian Academy. It's a private school. It's super duper 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 hard, to the point where going there, I thought I was kind of middle of the pack until I went to private school and realized that I was superior to children. But everybody that went to that school was like super successful, like governors and all kind of stuff, you know. But and I'm a comedian.
They taught from a curriculum the ABECA.
Right, but it's how to think. It's just more about critical thinking than anything.
Yeah, it's a lot of critical thinking. And Chris, he would just think of stuff. One time he asked me, so cute. He said, "Do worms yarn?" Like, I'm like, damn. I don't know.
I don't know.
You asked me that.
Yeah, because he used the only adult that I knew. It's like, hey, I need to ask you a question real quick.
I mean, just little stuff like that. I would have to stop and think like.
Somebody else has asked that before.
Really?
See that? I'm not
Let
alone.
me see.
It's a whole thing.
There's a book called "Do Worms Yawn Now?"
Wow.
See,
They
this
stole your
is this is what makes me
That
think
could have been
that
your book.
this is what makes me think that this whole world is about me and everybody's watching me and grow up and they're just stealing all my ideas.
Well, if there's infinite space, because if we were to make a metaverse where there was infinite storage space, in theory, all of us could have the world be about us, and it just goes off because you would need infinite storage space,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
it might be possible.
Well, well, look at it like this. Okay, Fortnite, right? You drop into the game. You are your main character. Just like everyone else is their main character, right? Everything that you see, like somebody could be fighting across the board, right? All the way over in Dusty, right? And you're all the way in, in wherever else, and stuff is happening over there, but it's not your reality right now, right? Like I can only see what I can affect. Mm-hmm. And so from that, it's almost like I'm a walking radius of reaction and interaction, right? Then that grows with the ability to interact with things far away, right? Like making a call, internet, stuff like that. Then it becomes like your radius grows to the point where it's like you can, if you really are paying attention, you can affect more of the world than you know. Like your impact is huge because the whole 6 degrees is really shrunk down to probably 2 of separation to anything and anybody.
But then it's still only about you then.
Right. But that's the point though. Like I used to couldn't affect people in China, right? But now they can watch roast me or they can, you know what I'm saying? So now like it becomes, there are moments where it could be all about me. For example, I feel like there are times where I'm the funniest comedian on the planet at that second. And there's nothing you could tell me, right? Like if I'm on. There's nobody else in the world on stage killing like I'm killing right now. Therefore, I am the funniest comedian in the world at that second, at that time. And having that in my brain tells me that I could be that more and more and more until I could be the funniest comedian in the world for 5 minutes. Then I could be the funniest comedian in the world for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like as I go further and further, like who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's Silva. Silva mind. I'm reading this book right now. It's actually in my bag, but the Silva mind control method. Here we go. It's very, very useful. I'm reading about it for sports, but basically he's like, well, this is how you go into mentalism. You go into your mind, you go into your level, and you start affecting things, and then you see if you can imagine something, but not quite imagine, just prepare for it to happen. And there are a lot of techniques that you can use.
And I use them all the time, and I've never even heard of this, but like, for example, like I tell people all the time, I just try to rush to the feeling. I've been saying it for years, and I've been catching people saying it online, and I'm like, fuck, did I put that out here? And somebody say that to somebody who said that? Because it's like, everything is about the feeling. Like, I don't care about money, but I care about the security that money could provide for me and my family, right? So if I fake a synthetic security in my mind, then I'm already rich. Then circumstances will come to me, decisions will be made based on me being rich versus me coming out of a feeling of lack. Like now I'm imagining myself being rich and I'm talking to myself like I'm rich, and therefore I'm making decisions like I'm rich. And then that makes me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like beating yourself to the punch, right? Now, we do it all the time, but we don't realize it. So like when you know how something tastes, you get your mouth ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Your mouth actually gets ready for it.
Exactly.
Like you start salivating or really.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You get more hungry if you smell it.
Exactly. And you can know immediately if this is not what you like, what the fuck is this? This ain't pepperoni pizza. This is a goddamn cake. Somebody made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you right before you bite a pepperoni pizza that you get all the time from Hungry Howie's, Pizza Hut, whatever, you anticipate that feeling and you're making it happen that quick. And we don't realize that in itself is deliberate creation. And it's on such a small scale. So when you blow it up, you can deliberately create a vast amount of things because it's like, well, I'm doing this on purpose. I want to taste this. I'm expecting to taste it. And you're not going to disappoint yourself. Just like you can't bite through your thumb. You're not going to let yourself be disappointed.
My brother really messed up his thumb on a sloppy Joe one time because he didn't know it was there.
Yeah. But try to do it knowing it's there.
No.
You just can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that when people complain, and you know me, I'm the biggest, like, call me back. I don't want to hear nothing negative because what I'm doing inside of my mind, these problems don't exist. How I think about you is not in your lack. I think about you in your greatest grace of. So when you talk,
So you don't allow.
I don't allow it.
Yeah, he won't. That's true about him. He's like, I can't.
That's
But
good.
he'll call back and say, how about we think about it this way? How about do we do this? Or how about have you ever tried? I was like, okay. He won't allow, not just me, anyone.
Anybody.
He won't do it. You're not going to rent that space in my. You can't.
I'm moving.
Mom or whoever.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not gonna
moving.
happen.
I'm moving so fast toward my reality. People don't get it. Like this shit is moving like the butterfly effect. Like y'all haven't always known me, but people feel like, man, you've been around forever. No, I haven't. I haven't. Right? But I fill up the room though. I fill up my space with so much non-questioning that it made people be like, I guess so. Like I walk in places like I belong there, and they don't even check my ticket sometimes. You know how I got that thing I can sneak in places? But it's just like, man, like people hold themselves back because that's what they've been trained to do. That's what makes the world an even playing field, is the fact that we all got to start with you have to share. You have to be a kind person. You have to be. But as an only child, I'm like, I'm not sharing shit. Fuck these other kids. I only want to play with the toy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because I don't have to. And neither do you. Not about have to share. That's a crazy example. I know Maye like, no, fuck that. But there is let's break down selfish. Right?
Well,
like,
I want to go back to what you said about the mind thing.
Because people want you to be you-ish.
Yeah.
They don't want you to be selfish. They want you to be groupish.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to be they want you to be them-ish. They want you to be me-ish. You know what I'm saying? We never get a chance to be selfish. It's like you die never even having the ish of self.
That's true. My coach said to me one time, he said, you be selfish. You never be satisfied with what you have. Always want more. And then he's an old man, born in 36 too. And he was just like, Maye, I want to tell you something. You always be selfish. Always be more selfish than you are. So.
You got to eat. You have to breathe. Like, man, I tell you what, people don't know how to survive until they have to. You know what I'm saying? When it's limited resources, then it's like, nah. You should have been thinking about that back when you realized that the first thing that you ever went to the store to buy and it was sold out should have invigorated a competition in you. I don't want to miss out on anything. I hate the sneakers app. I'd be like, man, I pay extra to get my shoes because I don't have time to fuck my day up with the, you know what I'm saying?
The weight.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I think that I was able to develop a sharky mindset because I was encouraged. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was told I was the best. You're the smartest. Even if I wasn't, it just made me feel like I could be. You know what I'm saying?
You were the best. You were.
It was kids smarter than me. It was some kids smarter than me. It was two kids in FCA who I just could not.
I didn't think so.
Mark Brewer and Faith Ways were some of the smart. I still talk to Mark Brewer to this day. He's a professional like dancer. Like he does like crazy like dances. You could look him up. Mark Brewer. Mark Brewer.
Okay.
Shout out to Mark Brewer,
I remember
bro.
Faith Ways.
But I remember, no, Mark with a C, and then Brewer. Yeah, no, Brewer.
Oh, like a Ben the Brewer, or
Yep.
like a brewer. Okay, gotcha.
Dance or something like that. Yeah, that's it right there. You remember Mark Brewer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a professional dancer. He came to one of my shows. He told me he had an idea for a Zoom
hair. He has like that little bead
game. Man, why would you do that?
Oh, no.
He had an idea for a Zoom game, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's he was one of the smartest kids in our class.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, shout out to Mark and Faith Ways. They were like the boy and girl smarts, right? But my smarts was different. Like I had a lot more life experience than they did because these kids were coming from money and all this stuff. I was on scholarship. They weren't.
Yeah.
So we in a private school for the upper echelon intelligence, and I'm there because I passed all these tests.
Yes, Chris he was in the 99 percentile. It was unbelievable. Like,
and so
the
what
99%. I mean,
but it wasn't applied knowledge though, and I didn't know that back then. Everybody was impressed with me, but my grades weren't the best in the class, like Mark's or like Faith's. It was just like he said stuff that I've never heard anybody say. That was scared shit. I mean, or you know what I'm saying, or Chris his critical thinking is like this, and it was nothing that a school could do for me. It wasn't about school with the kind of smart that I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that. It was like I've been here before, and I have to just sit through this shit right now to grow up. And now that I'm grown, I can manipulate everything. And then my mom had this psychic that told her that everything that I did it already.
Years.
I was years. It was like when I was 8 years old, she said this.
Yeah, she said that she said everybody in the world is gonna know his name. Like and I thought
she thought I was gonna be a lawyer. Remember, I thought you were
gonna be an engineer and a lawyer too.
Engineer, yeah.
But and when it's college, I was like, you're gonna be an engineer. And I just saw his name, C.J. Paul, and I just how I envisioned it on a high-rise building with his name, and he's in charge of everything. And but
my dad is a gangster, so
that's
well, comedians are running the world now.
Yeah, they are, because content is king. And I think that the beautiful part about that is that the content is being put in the comedian bucket. Everything is being put, TikTok, Instagram, everything is being put to the rubric of humor. And so, now the humorists are kind of being acknowledged as intelligent. Like it's not like clown shit anymore.
Well, back in the day, it was the jester who could tell the king the truth. So there were
style
clowns.
of communication.
No, the gesture we see now, that clown, that's not necessarily true. There were people who were advisors to the king, and they could actually say what needed to be said, but they would say it in a joking manner, or they would say it in a friendly manner, and so the king would listen. The king wasn't necessarily the smartest guy in the king; he was just the son of the king. So a person like CP, if he were to go back. This is Europe, like 500 years ago. He may be the
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. He could tell the king the truth, and the king would listen.
King would kill me because I'll be like, I should be the king.
Like we gotta go and say one. I want to make a correction. That the person that says she was not a psychic. This woman is anointed woman, and she told me this about you. She wasn't a psychic at all.
I think that I say psychic, and that my dad.
I don't like that because I've never been to.
My
a
dad
psychic,
is my dad. But see, like my dad's side of the family, like like my grandmother was from a Creole, New Orleans, and so they're really into like African magic, is what I would call it, and so, they believe in like ghosts and spirits and different ways of
well, there are spirits, and you have had your experience with that,
right, but it's one of those things where it's like, man, funny is the way that I can be accepted. And it's crazy, like after I left FCA, is when I began to be funny. And the big reason was because I went to public school. No. I'm talking about like the class clown. I started in 3rd grade. Me, Jared, and David, and we used to act like old people, and that was so funny to us. We were like, no, and that was But funny became a way that I can make friends. I changed schools a lot after that.
Yeah.
And so funny became a way that, you roast, roasting is kind of like verbal fighting, and, you know what I'm saying, you embarrass somebody, you can get a one-up, but then also, I was so smart that people thought I was whack. And so to be funny was at least a way to be like, you know what I'm saying? So then it became like I would disappoint my teachers by trying to be funnier than smart because I felt good about how that felt. So they'd be like, well, all he does is talk in school. And my mom would be like, well, what else is new? Because I can't keep putting him on punishment for talking in class. Like, I can't do that.
Well, you're supposed to talk in school. You go to school to learn to talk.
But I'm the only child, so this is my chance.
Oh, I see.
This is all I had. This is all I had. This is like...
Yeah, I'm like, is he getting the work done? Yeah, before everybody else. And it's correct. And it's just, ma'am, stop calling me. Deal with that.
Yeah,
that part of it.
And then they start beating my ass.
Who?
FCA.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you have to sign this corporate punishment.
They had corporal punishment?
Mm-hmm. They had to, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what the initials for corporate punishment is?
CP.
Yeah, and they used to beat the shit out of CP every day. Because I went back to FCA for 1 year because my grandfather felt like he needed to be back in that school. He turned into a rough raff. And he turned into one of these niggas out here. So they sent me back in there, but it was too late. Once I went back, I was cursing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Public school changed you.
Yeah, but she was like, those curse words in the book.
Yeah,
like,
in the school year, I was like, I'm also in a gang.
No, you never said that.
No, I'm just joking. Well, anyway.
Yeah, it changed. He's like, what?
Free Guy, he says, did you see that
Yeah, shout out to
Free
Hippie.
Guy?
Yeah, Free Guy. I was up for that role guy. I wanted that role bad. I was like one of the...
Really?
What is that? What is it?
It was a movie about the metaverse and multi-user dimension. And I was so nervous, I just overdid it in all that. Plus, Rail was super famous, so they gave it to
Rail?
Lil Rail.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But yeah, I really wanted that. I read the fuck out of them sides. Like, ooh, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that they're thinking like this to be making these, and it was about a non-player character that decides to go rogue and be somebody. And
It's out now already.
Yeah, but the thing is that's what they're waiting on. When that happens with artificial intelligence, based on the program, when the program gets so full that all the choices are now available to that character and it starts to just do them on its own.
I don't know if we're going to do that yet.
No.
Because our brain is his brain is different. Yeah, finish,
But can I
please.
explain to you how it happens?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Grand Theft Auto 1 comes out, right? Mm-hmm. And they have they have the program, and it's the people that run around and the characters or whatever. Then Grand Theft Auto 2 comes out. They don't erase those characters; they expand them, add a couple new ones. They get a regloss. You know what I'm saying? Different graphics or whatever. And then by the time Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out, what do you think those first ones know how to do?
I don't know. I would say that humans, this is why I go to bat for humans. I think we are greater than the sum of our parts. So I think that it's more than just calculations going on. Maybe if during the leap from Grand Theft Auto 1 to Grand Theft Auto 5, there's different layers, and so they can go up and down. But I don't think they have the technology right now to be able to mimic a human brain. A human brain is incredible.
Vast.
It's vast, and what it's capable of, not just the choices it makes without even realizing that it makes choices, but as far as art goes, as far as an appreciation for beauty goes, I just don't think that we right now have the technology to do that. Maybe in 100 years, but even still, like you're talking about like some quantum cloud kind of stuff that we
Let me
would
ask you
need.
a question. then.
They can't love.
Extraterrestrials.
Love.
Extraterrestrials, right? Beings, right? We're the only beings that we know of, yet we're categorized as human beings. There are no other beings. Animals are not beings. Because a human being, I'm a human being, a comedian. I have a choice. I can do whatever I want to do. I could be a human being, a firefighter. That is our gift, is the ability to create something that from nothing as a being.
It's not from nothing, but I see what you mean.
Well, from nothing, from the standpoint of, if I have a canvas and then I create the art on it, right? Well, the idea of art is not innate, right? Right? Art is, we decided that we needed pictures, right? We decided, because pictures used to be communication. Now they're not that. Now there's abstract. Wow, who created abstract art? Art out of nothing. Art that means nothing, but still art, right? Because we decided to put colors onto a paper. We create these parameters, right? Like, just like people say, oh, you talk white. When you say that, you create a talk black, because everything has a reciprocal. Everything has a backside to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and so like, there are nonverbal rules that we kind of like enter into when we start categorizing things. And so it's like, man, it's kind of tricky, because I think that artificial intelligence could mimic life enough not to create things out of nothing, but to do repetition so many times that one variable gets kicked off. And then now it's repetition plus this.
Like a mutation. Like it'll have a mutation.
Yeah.
It'll learn
Exactly.
based on the calculations how to do things
Yeah.
over time.
No, it'll learn. And I believe that it could, at some point, we could confuse it for...
But do you think it could confuse us? Because there was a big experiment back a long time ago.
No, I mean, that's what I mean. It could
Yeah.
confuse us, but it still would not be where we are. Just like what you said, Kim, with love. Love is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Love changed the game.
Could you break that down into a computational thing, into what it actually is?
Well, they say that love came from a mother wanting to protect their young, and then so it developed and it developed and it developed into the point that we now have groups and we have tribes and we can love concepts and all these other things. But it did come from a mutation. It came from according to what they say, it did come from a mother simply... If they took care of their offspring, those offspring were more likely to survive. This is the working theory.
And then,
and then it just compounds from there. And
compounds and compounds and compounds.
Gotcha.
And also, we have to assume that the civilization that's going to create this AI is going to survive long enough and maintain the machinery long enough for it to be allowed to go. And that's another one of those things of why haven't we found aliens? Well, they've destroyed themselves before they got to the point where they could make this thing. So that's a possibility. I'm not saying it's impossible, because nothing is impossible but breaking the laws of physics. I'm just saying, from what I've seen so far, and the self-driving car they want to put out, which is not working because it can't mimic what humans can do yet. So they say we're going to have a self-driving car by 2020.
No, but they also said that it has to be supervised. It cannot be an unsupervised self-driving vehicle. So it's
but you at 12 could drive a car. So there's a difference between all of the technology we have right now and CP at 12 years old.
Well, here's the thing. You're talking about driving. Well, my car drove us here. You know what I'm saying? I have a self-driving car. I think that full self-driving, where there's not even a steering wheel, is what they're tinkering with right now. Where you just sit in the car and it's just a lounge, and you just up and you're there somewhere. I think that in order for them to move to that, every other car on the road would have to be an intelligent car too. Therefore, it would be no room for human error. See, either it's all human power with intelligence or no human error, so that everything becomes mathematic. Because everything we do is calculate. Everything we do is calculations, angles, speed. All of it is an equation, right? And we're the variable.
Yep.
We're the variable.
No, 100%. Because if your reaction time is off, a computer's reaction time is never off.
Right.
No,
Always
because
consistent.
the computer, we can look at someone's face and see if they're going to cross the street.
Yes.
The computer cannot look at somebody's face and anticipate what they're going to do.
That's where the flaw is. But what
Yeah.
CP is saying is just sticking about what cars are doing. The only way it would really work if it's a closed system and you just had self-driving cars on the road.
Which they have. And I understand what CP is saying. I
But
disagree with it.
But with the person that's jumping off of the curb, it's kind of like that goes back into survival of the fittest. See, but no, because I'm gonna tell you something. There's no room for compassion as it pertains to the herd moving forward. It never has been. It never has been. We've never held up on one person to not move forward in society. Everything adjusts, right? Like everybody didn't get the vaccine, but they still raised up the mask mandate because if you get it, you get it now. And that's how they're looking at it. They wanted to reach a certain number. They reached that number.
Yeah,
all right,
herd immunity,
cool.
yeah,
And we have herd immunity. If you don't have it, and if you get it, and if you get sick and you die, well, that is, right. And it's unfortunate. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying like, and so I think that we're going to save this for the next episode where we're talking about self-driving cars and the mathematics of it because I love this. But we have to go. Mom is only here for a little bit, so we got her grandkids like, come on, man, podcast takes too long. Anyway, so this has been another episode of the CP podcast.
Thank you.
As always, man,
Genius. The
we
best.
talk about
Still the best.
Still,
yeah, I said it. He's still the best.
Thank you, Mom. I want to give it up to my mom, and I want to say thank you for coming. I think that it's such an honor to have you here. Not just here, but here with me. I know that, I don't take that for granted, and it's like the information that I get from you and the roadmap that I get from you, you knew me before I knew me. So I trust you when you tell me things, and I listen because, as a child, I used to hang on those words, hang on every word, like, because I remember, being like, Mom, but then like enjoying the feeling. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, I appreciate what you have done. And, I appreciate the insight that you still offer. So, yeah, man, my name is CP, comedian CP, if you're nasty. And, special guest moderator is Cam today, who is always welcome, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
No, I love listening to you guys talk.
Yeah, man. It's just, we just trying to crack the code. Maye, just one of the better brains in this podcast world, man. You are so intelligent.
Yes, you are.
Love the conversations that we have. And until next time, happy Mother's Day, everybody. Peace.